In the previous video, we used Python to calculate the number of trucks needed to send enough food for 200 people to survive for 5 days. Now there is another town in the same situation. This time there are 400 people and they need food for 10 days. How many trucks do we need? A straightforward way would be to copy and paste the previous code. So let's copy it over. Then adjust it by setting number of persons to 400 and set number of days to 10. After running the code, the result is 8. Obviously, this is not efficient at all. If we need to reuse the code, the best way is to wrap the code into a function. Here, we will show you how to build a function. First, we will write def, short for define. We are telling Python that we are defining a function. Then we need a function name. Since we are going to use this function to find the number of necessary trucks, we can name it getNumberOfTrucks. It is the same as naming a variable. To name the function, we use lowercase words separated by underscores. After the function name, there are a set of parentheses. These are for input arguments, which we will come back to later. At the end of this line, we add a colon. This is the first line for a function. It is composed of 4 parts: def, function name, parentheses, and a colon. Then we need to copy the code and paste it under this line. Select the code lines and use the tab key to indent them. The indentation indicates that all of these lines belong to the function getNumberOfTrucks. If we run it as is, nothing will show up in the output because we have only defined the function. We have yet to run the code inside it. Now let's call the function. We write getNumberOfTrucks in parentheses. This tells Python that we want to run the code inside the function. We run it, but nothing shows up in the output this time either because there is no statement to output the result within the function. To output the calculation result, we need to add return in front of the variable number of trucks. Let's rerun the code. This time the result 8 shows up in the output. After solving the output problem, let's now go back to the input arguments. For this function, we need to manually input the values for 4 variables. These are going to be food in kilogram per person per day, number of persons, number of days, and truck capacity in kilograms. Let's extract these 4 variables, put them in parentheses, and delete the original lines in the function. We need to rerun the cell to redefine the function. When we call this modified function, we need to write the following values for the input arguments in the parentheses. 2 kilograms of food per person per day, 400 persons in total, they need food for 10 days, and the truck capacity is 1,000 kilograms. We run the cell and the result is 8. Let's use the function to calculate the number of trucks needed for another town. The number of people is 200, the number of days is 5. We run the cell and the result is 2. So, in summary, if we need to reuse a code block, we can wrap it up as a function. The definition of a Python function is composed of 4 parts: def, a function name, parentheses, and a colon. Indentations are used to indicate the code lines belonging to the function. The input arguments are in the parentheses. The return statement is used to output the result.